Bonds hits one high. Hits it deep. It is out of here. 7:56. Bonds stands alone.
Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for 8. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Taproom Sports Podcast. I am your host, Jordan Stacks on Stacks. Joined with my guys, Swervin' Irvin, Washington, Big Ball, and Ben Larson with the Niners hat on. I don't think he's taking that shit off in 2 weeks. It's that time of year, Ben?
Did.
It's that time of year.
It is. It is.
Let's go.
I didn't take it off at once when I was in Vegas, and
You slept with it on, huh?
it was beautiful. Everyone was pissed, and I loved it.
Man, there's more Niner fans out here than Raider fans.
That's probably true.
Man, we made it. We made it through the season. Wild card weekend is upon us, fellas. We got 6 games spanning from Saturday to Sunday. A lot of line movement already. A lot of quarterback information. Just a ton of. What's that?
One on Monday.
One on Monday. That's right. Just a ton of stuff to get out there. A ton of things to handicap with these games, and we're gonna get right to it. We are being brought to you by Tavour. Make sure to go to Tavour.com or download the Tavour app straight to your mobile device. Use promo code TAPROOM for $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. As craft beer delivered straight to your front door, you don't even have to leave your seat. With that being said, welcome everybody. How you fellas doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Can't complain. Ready to talk some NFL playoff football.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Before we get into that, because we haven't really talked since some coaches got fired. Cliff Kingsbury being one of them. There is some news and rumors on coaches being hired. Sean Payton, or I should say the Cardinals and the Texans, along with the Broncos, have gotten permission to interview Sean Payton. Also, some speculation around Brandon Staley's job this weekend. If they happen to lose to the Jaguars, he could be out of his position, which would open up a pretty nice gig there in LA. Brian Shaw's interviewed with the Broncos. That may be a Rooney Rule. David Shaw, I'm sorry. That may be a Rooney Rule interview.
I hope not. He's a qualified coach. I would love for him to get a NFL opportunity.
Just not with your Broncos.
If push come to shove, if he's who we hire, I gotta ride with David Shaw.
Irv's hella funny, man.
I'd rather have him than Vance Joseph.
Yeah, I mean, Vance.
Is that the truth?
Well, I mean, I don't think Vance Joseph gets hired. Considering they're hiring a GM first, I highly doubt Vance Joseph gets hired. And if he does, it's probably a lame duck coach year. He's probably just going to get fired next year, when their coach becomes available, whoever that is they like. With that being said, Irv, we were kind of texting about Sean Payton. You sent me a report that he's favored to, or the Broncos are favored to hire him as the head coach, according to one writer. I forget who wrote that article. Obviously, he's the prized possession. I've let it been known several times that when push comes to shove, the Broncos probably have more money than any other NFL team, and thus, if they're gonna offer him Sean McVay money, I don't see why any coach would turn that down. What's your thoughts on Sean Payton to the Broncos if it does happen? Obviously, nothing can happen until January 17th.
Yeah, if it does happen, we do got to give up a first round pick, maybe a third or a fourth. But it's worth it. You getting one of the best head coaches in football. That's what we need. He could put together a great staff. If reports are true, Vic Fangio might be his DC. So we seen what his defense did in Denver year in and year out. He just didn't have the offense to back it up. So, and if anybody could coach Russ or make Russ back to being the player he was outside of this year, I would believe it could be Sean Payton.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that thought process. It's interesting in my opinion because I feel like Russ is washed. I mean, this is 2.5 years of Russ being this way. Definitely a total downgrade this year. Could have been some coaching, could have been a lot of things, but at this point, I said at the beginning of the year, I'd give him the benefit of doubt that it was the things in Seattle last year, but he got it worse, dude. You know what I mean? So at this point, I'm gonna ride with him being washed. And it's interesting to me. I feel like Sean Payton going there, it would be like the end of the Drew Brees era, right? Where like Drew Brees wasn't the same. They still made it work because they had a great defense and they ran the ball really exceptionally well. If there's one guy that can turn things around, it's definitely Sean Payton. I just
Well, no,
go ahead.
it would definitely be the same situation. Basically the aging Drew Brees, and you've got a good defense in Denver, and
Drew Brees was in his 40s. Russ is only like 34.
Well,
So
I mean, the last
they're
2
playing
years
at the
of
same level.
the last 2 years of Breeze was, I mean, he wasn't the same guy.
yeah, but also the offense was limited. He didn't have the good weapons. He had a good O line, but outside of Kamara, Thomas was fighting coaches and teammates getting kicked off the team. And who else did he have outside of Alvin Kamara? Nobody.
Well, I mean, the third year when he really started declining, Drew Brees, he had a healthy Mike Thomas. Mike Thomas was an all-pro wide receiver then. And he also had Emmanuel Sanders, who was still playing at a very high level. Alvin Kamara.
No, he was on like his third team in 4 years. He
But
wasn't
Emmanuel
playing
Sanders, his only year in in New Orleans in 2018, he was hella good that year. So, yeah, we can make all these excuses, but Drew Brees definitely, like, he declined. He declined fast, dude. You know what I mean? And that's why people were like, dude, this guy got to fucking retire at this point. Now, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Or this has been 2.5 years of this Russ. Like, this isn't like this was the only year he's been this bad. It's been this way since the middle of 2020, since week 6. So at this point, he is what he is until we see otherwise. That's what I'm saying. Like at that point, but like you said, if anyone could do it, is Sean Payton. And at the end of the day, it's like I said, dude, the Broncos are gonna pay what they need to pay. And I know the Cardinals aren't going to fucking pay more than like $8 million for a coach, dude. Like, I'm fully aware of that, which is probably why they're going the D'Amico Ryans route, because he's going to be a first-time head coach. So we'll see. But it also depends on who the Cardinals hire as their GM too, I think.
No, that was something I was going to ask you guys. Is where do you think D'Amico Ryans goes? Does he stay with the Niners for another year? Do you think he actually gets a legitimate head coaching job?
Well,
I mean, I don't think we saw as many coaching exits as we expected.
No, but I mean, the rumors are that the Cardinals' head target is Rand Carthon, who's the VP of player personnel for the Niners, which would automatically assume he's probably going to bring on D'Amico Ryans because they have ties together. You know what I mean? He doesn't have any ties to Sean Payton.
Yeah.
And I think if Sean Payton were to get the job, I think he would be hired before the GM and he would pick his GM.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if they're going this Rand Carthon route, then it's going to be him and D'Amico Ryans. And to be honest, like, as a Cardinals fan, I'm totally okay with a defensive head coach because you tried to go the offensive head coach route. It didn't work. They lacked physical toughness. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't a physical football team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why not try and change things up? You got to do something, man. You got to fucking throw shit at the wall and hope something sticks at some point, dude. The Texans are interesting because they keep Casarios, their GM. So, who knows what route they go as head coach. We know that him and Brian Flores have a relationship. He wanted to hire Brian Flores until that lawsuit came out, and then he kind of couldn't. So they kind of just hired Lovie Smith because he was like the only guy that would take the job. And then the Colts, dude, who knows what the Colts are gonna do? I mean, there's no fucking way they can go out there with Jeff Saturday again.
No, not at all.
So they're a wild card because the crazy thing to me is that Jim Irsay and Jim Harbaugh have a strong relationship, and there's been a lot of conversation around Jim Harbaugh going back to the NFL, and that could be the gig for him.
And I think it's a little interesting to see that in a lot of mock drafts that have come out, just within the last couple of days since the draft list has come, everybody has the Colts trading for that number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, well, I mean, their GM Chris Ballard came out and said he's gonna do whatever it takes to get a franchise quarterback because I mean that's why they're in this position. Obviously, losing Andrew Luck to retirement early, fucking that hurts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think that would also be nice for a draw for a coach to go to Indianapolis because they have a say who that first, who that first pick is, who that quarterback is. So
Facts.
That could be a good kind of draw for them getting maybe a little bit higher name higher name coach than they previously, were looking at.
Well, I mean, Indy's we could talk all the shit we want about Jim Irsay. He's a fucking weirdo and, he does a lot of dumb shit. But he is very passionate about his football team and, he always wants to win and he does, do whatever it takes to win, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
obviously, he brings on Jeff Saturday because he has a relationship with him. So, I mean, if he has a relationship with Jim Harbaugh, I mean, we know everywhere Jim Harbaugh goes, he wins. You know what I mean? He's a piece of shit when it comes to betting against him because motherfucker will run up the score for no reason. But that's here nor there. But we'll keep everybody in tune with the coaching hires. I'm very surprised that Ron Rivera didn't lose his job, dude. That was crazy to me. I totally anticipated him. But like we talked about, he probably didn't lose his job because of all the shit going on in Washington right now. He's like the one consistent thing. And then they fire his offensive coordinator. It's like, bro, he fires everybody else, but he's the one guy that's still there, and it's the same shit every year, dude. So I should.
As of 6 hours ago, Michigan released a statement at Harbaugh has positive, constructive talks going on with their associate director.
Well, this is the thing, dude.
Athletics director.
This is the thing, is they're going to negotiate with him a contract extension and higher pay because remember, he negotiated that last contract and he got less money. After 2020 when he was 3-8 on the season or 3-6 or whatever it was, the COVID year.
Yeah.
And then the next year he bounces back. It was the college football playoff 2 years in a row now. So a lot of times, I mean, this is a lot of he's a lot of agents putting stuff out to get more money for their guy.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, it's college football is an everyday. You never have a day off. Because once the season ends, you're in the recruiting season, and then spring football happens, and you're basically recruiting all year round, and then you're coaching. So a lot of these guys, A, you can make more money in the NFL, and B, you have less workload because you have a lot more coaching staff. You have a lot more. It's more money, obviously. It's the NFL. So if he's interested in the NFL, the only thing I will say about the NFL is the lifespan of a coach is not long. You start losing and it's over for you, dude. You know what I mean? There's rumors about Bill Belichick losing his job, but they probably won't fire him. They're gonna tell him, "Hey, step down." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're old as shit now.
It's time to retire. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting as it moves forward. But I do think that if Harbaugh were to, I kind of feel like if Harbaugh were to take an NFL job, he would have already done it at this point. You know what I mean?
No, I think he's waiting. I think he's wanted the offer. He's waiting on the offer that he wants. We know that Jim Harbaugh is an NFL head coach, and you don't be as good as he was in the NFL, lose a Super Bowl that on the last drive of the last play and not test those waters again. I think he's just waiting on the right opportunity because, as you can see, Michigan is not getting on that NIL train. They're not investing in collectives, and I don't think they're one of those programs that's probably too I wouldn't say they too good, but they probably just have too much pride to let fans and boosters control the way they want to run their athletics. So I think that's going to lead to Jim Harbaugh exiting sooner rather than later. And plus, he might get suspended too. So
Oh yeah, for that fucking for buying a guy a meal.
yeah, for buying a meal.
That's so dumb, dude. That is so dumb. I can't fathom that shit, dude. It's mind boggling to me. Anyways, let's hop into these games, man. We got a handful of games to talk about. The first game we have is the Seahawks heading into Santa Clara Levi Stadium to face the San Francisco 49ers. The Seahawks come into this game 9-8 straight up, 7-10 against the spread, 8-9 to the over, 4-3 on the road. The Niners obviously 13-4 straight up, 11-6 against the spread, 9-8 to the over, and 8-1 at home, and they are crazy hot right now. Right now, San Francisco laying 9.5. The total is 42. What's your thoughts on this game?
Well, the Seahawks gutted out a tough win against us, the Rams at home, but they're on the road. They haven't been playing great football. The Niners do have the best defense, a great roster, but the equalizer in playoff football could be experience, and they do have a rookie quarterback. Do I think that's going to really hurt them? I don't, because Purdy has some turnovers, but he's not prone to turning the ball over. Like, he takes shots downfield, but does it. He takes smart shots. He's not just throwing the ball up, hoping his receiver makes a play. Now,
Has Gino
Niners
been in the playoffs?
Hmm?
Has Gino even been in a playoff game?
No, he haven't, but he's
Yeah.
more.
He's
He
been
has
in
a
the
lot of
NFL.
experience. He's not a rookie, so I think
Yeah,
the
definitely.
moment could be too big for Gino too. But he's not a. I would think being a rookie is a little bit more deer in the headlights for Purdy than it would be for Smith. Not saying Gino is that great of a quarterback, but he does have experience on his side. But the way they've been playing the second half of the season, I don't think this game's gonna be close, honestly.
Yeah, I mean the line tells you it's probably not going to be very close.
Yeah.
This
I'm
thing.
looking.
Oh,
Sorry,
go ahead, Ben. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, looking at the way that they've, haven't been able to score against the Niners in two matchups this season. One being, 4 weeks ago, only putting up 13.7 in the game before. Like, this offense has just been kind of stifling. And I was listening. I don't remember who I was listening to today, but the defense has allowed, other than that the one game to the Bucks.
And the Raiders.
No, yeah. Sorry. Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, other than the Bucks, like, the defense has been allowing a little bit more points, than prior games in this season. After that Saints loss, the Raiders really found a way to score on that defense. Can Seattle replicate what the Raiders did in that game? I don't think so, because I think this was kind of a letdown game for the Niners, and that they're going to be coming out with a lot more prowess in the playoffs here. But Raiders did find a way.
Yeah, and the one thing the Raiders do well is run the football, and with Seattle getting Kenneth Walker back, obviously that's what they want to do, is they want to establish the run first. But on the flip side, like, we've documented how bad Seattle is stopping the run.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a huge issue, because that's like the one thing is, like, I think it was you and we were talking about. It's like, when has a rookie quarterback been successful in the NFL playoffs? It's very rare, right? But, at the end of the day, it's like Kyle Shanahan's not going to put the game in his hands. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's going to run the football, control the clock, and if he has to, he'll play the field position game, because he has the better defense. He has the best defense in the league. Yeah. So I do think that 9.5 is too many points. So, like, I wouldn't lay it. I'm also not taking the points, so I'll throw that out there right now. This is a total stay away game for me, because I could see this being an absolute blowout. But I think Brock Purdy is such an unknown. Like, rookie quarterbacks do not have success in the playoffs, dude. This is just, it's documented. And as somebody that's holding a Niners future ticket for them to win the Super Bowl, 15-1. You know, it does concern me with Brock Purdy. And who knows? He could continue this incredible run that he's on, and you know he has all the pieces around him, and he could get it done. But I don't know if I'm willing to bet on that and back it in this game, in this spot.
Yeah.
Now the total might be something to look at here, under 42, which is also crazy to me too because it's a 10-point spread and the total is 42. Right.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about the total?
I think it probably goes. I think this game could easily be like 35-17.
35-17. I mean,
42-10, you know, 34-17, one of those type games. I definitely see it going over, and the Seahawks probably scoring a couple garbage time touchdowns to push it over. But
it's also supposed to be pouring ass rain during this game.
I see game time weather is 55.
Yeah, 55 and pouring rain. It's supposed to be raining all weekend.
Let's see. I didn't check the weather. I don't know it's gonna be raining.
It says,
but even still, if it's pouring rain, the Niners gonna make it rain on the Seahawks.
Yeah, I think that just that just boosts Smith's interception rate, and I mean, I guess I know that you have DK, but I still think Kenneth Walker is their only offensive push that they can have this offseason. So, and I just don't think he can do it all.
What time is the game?
10 o'clock. Oh, sorry, 1:30.
Actually, it won't be raining.
It says 87% chance of rain.
I see 52, 48, 44, 47. So it might be raining, but it won't be pouring down rain.
It says Saturday. I'm looking at it right now. Saturday. It says on Apple Weather, which is weather.com, it says 100% chance of rain.
At 1 o'clock, it's 0.1 inches, 2 o'clock, 0.05, 3 o'clock, 0.05.
Yeah, so it's going to be raining, but it's not going to be pouring rain. So
it's not going to be much.
Yeah, that's not.
It's going to be raining a lot right before the game.
Yeah.
0.2 inches at 11.
That's still going to mess up the field.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to cover the field, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Still.
I mean, honestly, I think that benefits the Niners because the Seahawks obviously want to open up the passing game. That's what they obviously want to establish the run first, but when they establish the run, that opens up the passing game.
Is Tyler Lockett going to be healthy?
Let me see where he's at on the injury report. He's not even on it. Oh, it says probable.
Yeah, because I know it was a thigh or a calf injury. Something he was having.
Ankle.
Oh, ankle. Okay.
Has him listed ankle. Yeah, no, he'll be playing. Yeah, like I said, dude, I think 9.5 is way too many points, but I am also not willing to take the Seahawks in this game.
I'm not taking the Seahawks. They cover this game. I'll be shocked.
Man, I do lean the over too. I kind of agree with you guys. I think you're going to get a defensive turnover or two out of San Francisco, which could mean 7 points.
Yeah, I mean, it's the third time these teams are facing each other, too. I probably lean the under just because division unders hit like 65% of the time. And in the playoffs, seeing the team for a third time, I don't expect a ton of I mean, the Niners could win this game 14-0. You know what I mean?
Let's see. 3 different QBs each time these teams have played.
No, 2 different.
Oh, no, wait. No, I'm saying.
But this is going to be the third time we've seen Brock.
Second time seeing Brock. They played week 2.
First team to see him twice, too.
Yeah.
Last rookie quarterback we saw play a team second time in the playoffs, Lamar Jackson, was not good against the Tennessee Titans. So, something to keep your eye on. Rookie quarterbacks do not particularly do well in the playoffs. Now, I'm not telling anyone to go bet the Seahawks because I am not going to do it. I'm just saying, keep that in mind when making your wager.
Mm-hmm.
second time seeing the team. All right, let's move on to our next game. This is a game that I'm actually very much interested in. This is the Chargers and Jacksonville Jaguars. The Chargers are heading into Jacksonville, TIAA Bank Field. Chargers are 10-7 straight up, 11-5-1 against the spread, 7-10 to the over. Jacksonville 9-8 straight up, 8-1 against the spread, 8-9 to the over. The Chargers are laying 2.5 on the road. Now this game's had a lot of line movement. This opened at a pick. Some places it opened Jacksonville -1, and has been bet all the way up to Chargers -2.5, and the total is 47. What do you guys think about this game here?
Which quarterback shines under the bright lights? They're both going to be first playoff game. Both teams have a good offense. The Chargers defense is getting healthy and getting better. I would lean Chargers just based off Justin Herbert and what they're bringing to the table, and that they're finally somewhat healthy. Because the Jaguars won against the Titans, but they struggled. That was a struggle, even though it was a division game. Were they on the road or they was at home?
Yeah, but the Chargers just lost to the Broncos and they were playing starters.
Yeah, but the Broncos that's a team that's not as bad as their record indicates.
Dude, the Broncos got
Are you saying that as a fan, or are you saying
Broncos
No,
got-
I'm saying that honestly, we lost the most one-score games in the league.
The Broncos got dog walked by the Rams, dude.
All our games besides the Rams game, we didn't get blowed out.
Nah, that was a bad loss, dog. You don't.
I know.
First of all, they should
interceptions. Defense gave up on the team. Gave up on the coach. That's what happened. But
no, I'm saying that the Chargers, like, first of all, they shouldn't have played their starters on Sunday, and then losing that game isn't good. But the thing is like, I'm not gonna put a ton of equity into either of those games. You know what I mean? Both those games don't make or break these two teams. This is a whole new week.
Yeah, sure.
The Jaguars have an extra day of preparation on the Chargers because they played last Saturday. Chargers played Sunday. Mike Williams, I don't think he's going to play. He hasn't practiced all week.
Question mark. Yep.
Ooh.
Which I think is huge. And,
yep.
You know, that's all bad on Brandon Staley too. And Joey Bosa, who knows if he's going to be 100%. He left the game last week hurt. You know? So, man, this is tough. This is a tough game. Chargers going on the road. And I understand Justin Herbert is a great quarterback. I understand this is revenge factor too because they lost to Jacksonville earlier in the season. But at the same time, it's like, you know, Jacksonville was playing really great up until last week. And they probably should have lost last week. I'm not going to lie. I won't sit here and say otherwise. But they escaped, and now they're playing with house money, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they probably shouldn't be here, but they are here, and they're at home. And they probably got the better coach. I shouldn't say probably. They do have the better coach in Doug Peterson. The guy's won a Super Bowl. You know, Trevor Lawrence, he's looked just as good this year as Justin Herbert.
Yes, if not better, just because of where he was coming from last year. But again, my big question mark is Mike Williams, and Mike Williams draws that offense.
He's their deep threat.
It opens that offense up for so much more. And with Allen not being 100%, with Eckler being, I don't want to put like Eckler being average.
I will say though, Ben, Jacksonville's pass defense has been trash.
It has. It definitely has.
Like, I do want to throw that out there, but honestly, I think this is one of the closest games of the weekend. Like, I could see this game going either way, which is why at 2.5, like, I'm gonna take the points. Now, if the Chargers were plus 2.5, I would take the Chargers.
Yeah,
plus 2.5. I just think this game, give me the home team getting points. Man, and I don't trust Brandon Staley, dude. I really fucking don't.
Yeah. Well, and I think you made a great point earlier on the Joey Bosa. It's how long is he going to stay in? He is probable for the game, but how long till that injury gets re-aggravated? Because he's been out all season. He comes back and he gets injured right away. So I don't know if you can really trust that he's going to be in this full game.
This game's just so close. I mean, both these teams in DVOA are like Jags are 13th overall, Chargers 18th.
Yeah.
Weighted DVOA 13th and 16th. Offense versus defense, Jacksonville offense 9th overall, Chargers 16th overall.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers offense 19th overall, Jacksonville's defense 26th overall. Special teams, Jacksonville 11th, Chargers 6th. I mean, these teams are just so close. In the red zone, Jacksonville offense 12th, Jacksonville's offense 16th, Chargers defense 12th. In the red zone on the other side, Chargers offense 19th, Jacksonville's defense 31st.
Yikes.
So I mean, this game is just it's pretty close, and honestly too, if you look at like, both these teams were hot to end the year. You know, the Chargers have won 5 in a row, but look who they beat, dude. They beat Dobbs, they beat the Texans, they beat the fucking Jets, the Cowboys, which that win, looks worse and worse as the weeks go on. And then they beat Tennessee with Ryan Tannehill. The Chargers, they beat the Rams, the Colts, Tennessee, and Miami. So I guess they're not beating much better teams, to be honest.
Yeah.
This game to me, Irv, I was just saying, like, these teams are so close, in my opinion, that I have to take the 2.5 points for the home team. It's too close.
I understand.
And if you can get it for 2.5, I'm seeing 1.5 some places too. And I think you take 2.5.
Give me the better coach. Give me the QB that's, probably on the. I think both QBs are good. I know Jacksonville didn't look good, and like I was telling Ben, Jacksonville looked like shit against Tennessee. They probably should have lost that game, right? But now they're playing with house money.
And they found a way to win, so you gotta give them credit for that. And
well, I mean, it took a fucking fumble that might have not been a fumble that was reviewed in fucking 10 seconds because nobody wanted to see Tennessee in the playoffs, dog.
Man, that was a fumble.
I don't know. That was close, dude. It was closer than a 2-second review. I'll tell you that much.
His arm didn't push the ball forward. The hit did. That was a fumble.
I don't know. You could be right, but a 2-second review, that was pretty close. And to be honest, the NFL probably did everybody a favor so we don't have to fucking see the Titans this week. Because the Titans would have fucking smacked the Chargers. I mean, I'm sorry. The Chargers would have smacked the Titans.
Yeah, I'm going to say with Dobbs, yeah, that's not happening. Now, do they score a lot of points, though? Because both of these QBs are pretty hot.
Yeah. And both defenses suck.
Yeah. But 47.5 is a lot.
That is a lot.
It is the playoffs, though, and teams have been scoring more points the last couple of weeks. Well, teams with good quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'd probably lean the over just because the Jacksonville 30th DVOA against the pass. And obviously that's what the Chargers want to do. I do think that not having Mike Williams out there could hurt the Chargers, though. We'll see how that goes. But Jacksonville... the Chargers on defense, 29th against the rush. And, Jacksonville, while they're not the greatest rushing team, they can rush the ball. I feel like that's why I like Jacksonville so much, is because they have Travis Etienne, they can run the ball when they need to, and they can throw the ball when they need to.
Yeah, so what you're saying is take Etienne over rushing yards and Palmer and Allen over receiving yards.
I would definitely take Palmer over receiving yards. ETN, I don't know, because the market's probably going to affect that. It's probably already going to be baked into there, you know what I mean? So you have to be careful with that. But I like Jacksonville plus the 2.5 points. I already made this bet as well. This is one bet that I have made this week. You guys are both on the Chargers.
No, I'm at that plus 2.5. If it's plus 2.5, I'm taking that.
Yeah, I like
If it's
the
anything
over.
less than that, I don't know if I would.
Yeah, I like the over, honestly.
Over 47 and a half or 47. Is it 47 or 47 and a half?
47 and a half.
47.5.
All right, let's move on to our next game. We got the Miami Dolphins and the Fighting Skylar Thompsons heading into Orchard Park to face the Buffalo Bills at Highmark Stadium.
About to get their asses creamed.
Yep.
Miami's 9-8 straight up, 9-8 against the spread, 8-9 to the over, and they're 3-6 on the road. Buffalo 13-3 straight up, 8-7-1 against the spread, 6-10 to the over. Currently, Buffalo laying 13.5 points, which is the largest spread for a wild card game, and the total is 43.5.
Yeah.
This is the largest spread in the history of the NFL wild card.
I just don't know how.
Well, when you're down to a third string quarterback, defense is going to play their heart out. They're going to try to get as many stops as possible. But this offense with Thompson, we know the Jets have a good defense, but Miami managed 3 field goals against that team.
I think Teddy Bridgewater is going to be quarterback, to be honest.
No, they said Skylar Thompson is starting.
Yep.
Oh, they said he is for sure?
Yeah, because the line was at 10, then today it moved to 13.5.
Oh, that's too much. There's no way Teddy Bridgewater is worth 3.5 points.
Oh, this game is going to be like 42-7. It's going to if the Dolphins score more than 10 points, I'll be surprised.
Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't wager on this game, to be honest. But 13.5 is way too much.
The injuries for Miami, I think, are just too much. I don't see them scoring many points at all. I mean, you've got Mostert, you've got
I mean, I like Skylar Thompson. I like Skylar Thompson at K-State.
Gaskins.
But he is a rookie.
Yeah. I just think there's too many. Waddle is even questionable. He'll likely play, but
that he didn't look good when he got hurt against the Jets.
Tyreek Hill got hurt too, but he's not on the injury report.
He isn't.
He's a little banged up though.
So I just think that with Buffalo's defense, Skylar Thompson is just going to do shit.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
I mean, this is one at 13.5. I'd still take it, to be honest.
I can.
The way that Buffalo's offense can put up the points. Now what is this 28-degree weather gonna do for?
And then you got Himes turning into Devin Hester. Boy, it's gonna get ugly.
He's not gonna get. He ain't returning another kickoff, dude.
Don't say never.
That's such a what's it called? A anomaly, dude. Dude returned 2 in one game. And to be honest, they don't return those 2 kickoffs, they lose. I mean, Mac Jones just threw the ball all over them last week. Bro had like 330 yards passing.
247. Oh, no, sorry. That was Miami. Never mind. 237.
Mac Jones?
Yep.
Only 237? Are you sure?
237 offensive passing. Yep. Total 327.
Bro, I feel like the Pats just kept moving the ball downfield. They just couldn't fucking score. Or they would score, and then the fucking Bills would return a kickoff for a touchdown. But,
sorry, I lied even more. It's 234 for what Mac Jones did
last week? Only 234?
234.
It felt like so much more, dude. I feel like every time I turned around, they were fucking on the Bills' side of the field. Anyways, I think the Bills are going to win this game, obviously. They're the better team. They've been here.
Bills are going to trounce this game.
I mean, they very well could. I mean, they beat the living dog shit out of the Pats last year in the playoffs, if you remember. That was a better team than this Dolphins team. I mean, it could be. I just think 13.5, that's so many points, dude. That's like disrespectful in the NFL. If I'm Mike McDaniel, that's all I'm showing my team all week. I'm putting 13.5 up on the fucking board.
Yeah, and they probably gonna lose by 21.
They got
They can read that shit all they want. The way they played offense against the Jets.
well, the Jets have a better defense than the Bills.
The Bills are getting healthy, and not saying of course they have a better defense, but the Bills could rush the passer. Skylar Thompson is not gonna light up the fucking Bills the way Mac Jones did. And also, I think the Bills went up a lot too, so they probably took their foot off the gas as well.
The Bills, no, dude. If they didn't get those 2 kickoff return touchdowns, dude, they lose the game. Josh Allen had a red zone interception, right? It's not like they were like dominating the Pats. They just had those 2 kickoff return touchdowns. That was literally the difference in the game.
Yeah, but the Pats could actually move the ball and score points. The Dolphins can't. Even with Skylar Thompson with 13.5, give me the Bills.
Who is a better offensive coordinator, the Dolphins or the Patriots?
The Dolphins, but who had the better QB?
I mean, Mac Jones ain't even that great, dude. Skylar Thompson's a beast, dog.
No, you giving Skylar Thompson too much credit, just like you gave boy. That's the Pats backup. It's a reason why
hella nice, dog.
It's a reason why Skylar Thompson is a third string quarterback.
Well, yeah, he's a rookie. He wasn't supposed to be in this position this year.
I'm just saying. And if he was a better rookie, he wouldn't have been third string. He probably would have been second string. Of course, he's not going to start over Tua, but he can't beat out Teddy Bridgewater. Check down Teddy.
Teddy 2 gloves.
So this game is going to get ugly. I'll be surprised if this is actually a competitive game. Out of all the games this weekend, this game has the biggest chance besides.
Well, yeah, because it's a 13.5 point spread, so it's supposed to be a blowout, dog.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not going to be close because Josh Allen plays his best in the playoffs. The last 2 years in the playoffs, he cemented himself as a top 2, 3, 4 QB elite quarterback. And the reason why he ain't went to a Super Bowl or played for a championship is because of 15. So, yeah, I don't see the Dolphins hanging with this Bills team.
Yeah, probably not. 13.5 is just too much for me to lay. I'm not laying it.
That's fine. I wouldn't lay it either, but don't be surprised if it's 21-0 with 5 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yeah, and then the Dolphins backdoor it, dog.
It's not backdoor shit. They scored 9 points against the Jets.
Hey, the Jets have a nice defense, though. The Bills only scored 19 against the Jets, so I mean, if we're being fair,
at least they scored offensive touchdown, multiple.
Fair. All right, let's move on to our next game. This is another good game. This is a game that I'm highly invested in. Y'all already know what way I'm going in this game. We got the Giants at the Vikings. Giants 9-7-1 straight up, 13-4 against the spread, 6-9-2 to the over, 3-4 on the road. Minnesota 13-4 straight up, 7-9-1 against the spread, 11-6 to the over, and they're 8-1 at home. But let us put an asterisk here because the Giants should have won the game these two teams played a few weeks ago. The Giants were the better team that day. Absolutely, 100%. What do we think about this game, Irv?
It's going to be a shootout. Honestly, if the Giants can get a turnover or two, they can easily cover and win this game. And we all know what your boy Kirk Cousins is in prime time. So I'm never betting on him in prime time again in my life. So if you want to do it, I say go Giants +3, even Giants money line. I love the over. Now the Vikings can't win. I'm just not putting my money on it.
Yeah, I think trends tell you to go Giants. If you look at them against the spread in their last 7, they're 6-1 on the road, 7-1. You're right. They should have won that game. But I mean, if you look at both of these teams, the wins that they've gotten this season, I'm not too impressed with.
Okay, but let's hold
I
on.
don't.
Let me stop you right there, Ben. Because first of all, the Giants have zero business being in the playoffs. You know why they're in the playoffs? Because they got a guy at head coach named Brian Daboll. Dude, this team with practice squad guys was competitive against the Eagles last week. This dude knows how to coach football. Period. Plain and simple. He's made Daniel Jones actually look competent. I mean,
Daniel Jones has always looked confident. You just haven't liked him.
No, Irv. This guy has never looked competent.
He's always looked competent. You
Dude,
just
Daniel-
haven't
not
liked him.
really.
Daniel Jones been
Competent
dog
is-
shit, dog.
The way he's pro the turnovers and throwing the ball away. Yeah, he looked like a totally different quarterback with Dabo this year.
Bro, they didn't
It's-
even pick up his
it's-
5th-year option
Yeah,
until,
it
and
looks
then
so
now they
much
want to
different
extend
that
him.
they actually gonna give him an extension. I think it's not gonna be a long extension. It's probably gonna be like a 2 or 3 year deal. But Dabo came out and say that he wants to keep building with Jones as his QB.
Bro, he has made Daniel Jones into a respectable quarterback in this league. It's crazy, bro. This is a team that had a win total of 5.
Completion percentage. I mean, his rookie year was.
He's been trash every year, Ben. This is
Other than interceptions, his rookie year was a hell of a lot better.
how many interceptions do you have the last 3 years?
The last 3 years,
What's his touchdown to interception ratio?
let's see. Rookie year, 24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Sophomore year, 11 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Last year, 10 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. This year, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
Yeah, he turned him into a completely different quarterback.
Yeah, he's a lot better. And
His touchdown interception ratio is what, damn near 2-1 now?
yeah, before it was basically 1-1.
Yeah, so
No, it's always been better than that. It was 2-1 his rookie year.
Yeah,
for his rookie year though, nobody had tape on him. The next 2 years proves that the tape showed up and teams adjusted. Now they got a better head coach, better play calling. If they get him some weapons, man, the Giants with that defense just get a couple more pieces. They could be in the playoff talks next year too. If Danny Dimes keep playing like Danny Dimes and not Danny Apple turnovers.
Well, the thing with the Giants defense is they're trash, dog. 22nd against a pass, 32nd against the rush. But offensive, like what Brian Daboll does very well is that he controls the game. He controls the clock. So on offense, he makes it simple, plays field position, right? And is just very opportunistic. And he's such a good play caller, dude. Such a good play designer that it's been effective. The Giants on offense, I mean, they're not even that great on offense. 10th overall, 7th in rushing, 10th passing, but that's the thing. They want to rush the ball and control the clock. Well, guess what? The Minnesota Vikings, what a dog shit team this is. 27th on defense, DVOA, 26th against the pass, 19th against the rush. And they're not much better on offense, dude. They're one of the worst offenses statistically. This team has less yards per play than the Giants do. A team with Justin Jefferson is 30th in yards per play. How is that even fucking humanly possible, dude? That's how fucking trash this team is, dude. This team is 11-0 in one-score games, Ben.
Yeah.
They
Remember
suck.
when it was like 8-0, and you're like, oh, it's gonna come back to the means.
It is.
Averages is coming back. Oh yeah, it did, huh?
I mean, they're just getting blown out because they're not that good. That's the difference. I mean, dude, they struggled against a Bears team who rested everybody last week. They had some dude I never even heard of at quarterback after Nathan Peterman. They took Nathan Peterman out, had some fucking clown in there. Literally, they got him from Barnum and Bailey's. I mean, dude, the Vikings are not a good team, dude, at all.
I agree with you on that.
But
They do win close games.
They're historically the worst 13-win team this league has ever seen. Ever. We're seeing here, they're a 13-win team. Most of the time you're saying 3-point spread on wild card weekend against a fucking Giants. Like what? Dude, give me the Vikings, right? No, dude, this team sucks. There's a reason why this line is 3. Look at all these other teams. The Bills 13.5. The Niners 9.5.
Oh, because there's major injuries in a lot of those games. Not the Niners, but
The Seahawks are healthy.
yeah, that's what I said. Not the Niners, but if you look at the Bengals, if you look at the
But that's not. What would the
the
line be?
Dolphins,
What would the
like-
line be if Seattle was playing the Vikings?
Probably the same as this game.
Hell no, nah, probably be 2.5. Remember when the Giants went into Seattle and Seattle smacked them?
That's true.
Probably be 2.5. And honestly, the Seahawks will probably win that game. To be honest, like this is a funny game because these are probably the 2 teams that we all want to fade during the playoffs. The Giants and the Vikings. Probably the 2 teams that shouldn't be here. And they're somehow playing each other in the first round. You know,
I think it's gonna be a shootout. It's gonna be a fun one, but I think the Giants definitely cover. And if they force any turnovers, I think they could win this game.
I agree. They have to control the football though. They can't turn it over because that's why they lost the first game. They had that wide receiver. I forget which guy it was, but he had the fumble down in the red zone, and that was the difference because they scored 3 there. The Vikings' last second field goal is to tie the game. It's not to win it, right? So, or they score a touchdown and they probably end up winning that game. So the Giants have to take care of the football and not turn it over, and I think they win this game because Kirk Cousins is going to throw a pick or 2. And also, Thibodeau has been fucking feasting.
Yeah, he has.
He's been playing fucking really
well. Is Darisaw
well.
healthy?
I don't think so. He hasn't been healthy all fucking year, basically. Well, at least the last half of the year.
Thibodeau and what's the name can rush the passer. What's the other dude? Didn't they get the dude from LSU too?
Yeah. Let me see. There's
And Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah.
No, he from Clemson. He been beasting in the middle too.
I don't see Darisaw even on the report.
Olajari?
Yeah.
Let me see.
I don't see Darisaw anywhere.
Okay.
He didn't play last week though.
Well, hopefully he's healthy then.
Yeah, they're gonna need him because, bro.
Yeah, his pass rush been on one.
Yeah, Darisaw is supposed to return this weekend. It ain't gonna matter though. Thibodeau's gonna eat that man alive. And once and we know how it goes, dude. Once you rattle Kirk Cousins, he gets hella scared. He gets happy feet in the pocket, and that's when he starts throwing interceptions, dude. He's basically Derek Carr part 2.
Yeah, if that pass rush starts getting home early, then yeah, it could be a long day for the Vikings.
Hey, Derek Carr was a savior, okay? He's a god of a quarterback.
Only dumbass Raider fans would tell you that. They've made every excuse in the book for that dude. Oh, he never had an O-line. His O-line was top 5 for years. He never had a number 1 wide receiver. He got Devontae Adams. Didn't he lead the league in picks?
Yep.
Like, yeah, so.
He sure did.
Good luck wherever you land, Derek Carr.
Well,
you land on your feet, MAGA Carr.
Dak actually finished the season leading in picks, but
okay.
Derek Carr was right behind him. Derek Carr didn't play 2 games, the final 2 games of the year. And obviously Dak missed some games too. We're gonna get to Dak very shortly though. All right, let's move into our next game. We got the Ravens at the Bengals, and I should put some clown face paint on right now because your boy played the Ravens plus 7.5, thinking Lamar Jackson was gonna play. I said, you know what? I feel like this line is middled. There's questions about whether Lamar's gonna play. I'm gonna take the 7.5 because if Lamar plays, this is going down to 5.5. Well. Next day, Adam Schefter comes out, says Lamar hasn't practiced. Unlikely he's going to play. This line ballooned up to 9.5. Probably going to get even higher.
Yeah, now it's at 10. And like Shannon Sharp said, the offense hasn't scored 17 points since Lamar went out. So, and it's not going to get any better. The Bengals are getting healthy and they're hot. They're getting healthy and hot at the right time, the same way they did last year. So I don't know if they can emulate another Super Bowl run, but they definitely not losing to not losing to the Ravens. I think this game gets ugly.
I don't know about ugly because last week they had Anthony Brown in and it was still respectable. You know what I mean? The Ravens fought hard. They fought back, you know.
But at no point did you think they was gonna ever have a chance of winning that game.
No, I don't think they have a chance of winning this game either, but I think 9.5 points is a lot.
Well, they covered 9 last time, right?
No, last week was 11.
I thought last week it closed at 9.
I closed at 11.
Oh,
Well, either way, they pushed that.
Yeah, but Anthony Brown was the quarterback.
and who's gonna be the quarterback this week?
Tyler Huntley.
And
Still listed as questionable.
I think Brown scored more points than Huntley did last couple of weeks. So
Yeah, I'm not comfortable with it. I mean, dude, I took the Ravens plus 7.5.
if anything, I'll bet the over maybe is only 40.5. That's pretty damn low for a playoff game.
I'd probably play the under here just because it's another divisional matchup. I think it's gonna be a little bit low scoring. The Ravens defense has been playing a lot better.
Yeah, but they got to go up against Burrow and all them weapons. And we've seen Burrow; he always take it to another level in the playoffs. And they got a better O line this year. So good luck, Baltimore. But shout out Javante Davis though.
Yeah, we'll see. It just sucks that Lamar's not going to play this game because.
Well, Lamar is going to be a New York Jet next year. I'm calling it now.
Do you think they're going to give him a fully guaranteed contract?
Yep, he's worth it. That's all they missing.
You think that Lamar is actually just not playing right now because?
Nah, he's hurt. But even if I wasn't hurt, I'm still gonna say I'm hurt because I'm not gonna go out there and risk my future for you. You don't believe in me as a franchise quarterback, so somebody else will. Plain and simple.
Not wrong.
Yeah. This is just too many points for me. Give me Baltimore plus a 9.5.
Final score 31 to 10.
I also like the under too. There's no way this game's gonna be 31 to 10.
And it's going over.
There's no chance this game's gonna be 31 to 10.
Ravens getting their ass blew out.
Nah, Ravens don't get blown out like that.
They can't sustain drives. It's gonna happen.
They definitely got to sustain drives and they got to convert on third down for sure, or else it's gonna get ugly. But at the same time, like, dude, they shut down the Bengals last week for 3 quarters. It was like the first quarter the Bengals did well, and then they couldn't really move the ball after that. So
playoffs, totally different.
And Anthony Brown turned the ball over fucking 4 times in the first half.
Probably gonna do the same thing in this game. It's gonna all turn into points.
No, don't think so.
Yeah, I know you holding out hope for that plus 7.5, buddy. It's cool.
I got to do something, man.
Yeah, I know. That's the reason why you talking like that. That's Bengals by a lot. That's
Bro,
all
I was like,
yep.
I saw the line move to 7.5. I was like, oh, this is such a steal, dude. Lamar Jackson's gonna play, and this line's gonna go down to like 4.5, 5. Like, let's go. Yeah, I didn't.
A few moments later.
You know, that's a risk you take sometimes, man. You know what I mean? All right, let's move into our Monday night wild card matchup.
We should talk about this Sunday night, yeah?
Didn't we already do it?
No. We should talk about this game on Sunday night.
Which game?
The Monday night game.
The Monday night preview.
Oh, y'all don't want to talk about it right now?
I mean, yeah, sure.
I mean, we can talk about it now and then talk about it again. Thoughts can change. This is a wild card preview and pick show, dude. We gotta do all of them.
This is our wild card weekend.
Yeah. Wild card weekend. This is part of wild card weekend, Ben.
Monday ain't the fucking weekend.
Not for you.
Did you go
for
to
the
kindergarten?
NFL, it is. Fucking guy. All right.
Fucking guy.
We got the Cowboys, who are 12-5 straight up, 9-7-1 against the spread, 8-8 to the over. They will be heading in to face the NFC South champions, who are 8-9 straight up, 4-12-1 against the spread, 6-11 to the over. Dallas currently laying 2.5. We've seen a lot of money come in on Tampa Bay here. Totals at 45.5. What do you guys think about this one?
Saw a crazy stat for the defensive play of Dallas when they're on turf versus when they're on kind of fresh grass.
Yeah.
And on fresh grass, they are absolutely horrible. Something like 1-4 this season.
Yep.
And what is that? 11-1 when they're basically at home or on turf. So I think in Tampa Bay, you can see that the defense isn't going to be as strong. Their defensive play this end of the season, again, just hasn't been as strong. You've got the refs on Tampa Bay's side, so they're going to want him get him further in the playoffs. I think you got to go with Tampa Bay here.
This is crazy, dude. The Dallas Cowboys are number 2 DVOA on defense, but since week 10, dude, they're number 20 or they're number 18 and they're 27th against the pass. Well, that's what the Bucs like to do.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all right now, I'm throwing this out here. Tampa Bay gonna find a way to get in the Super Bowl.
Look,
I don't think they're gonna find a way to get the Super Bowl.
But
I think they're gonna find a way to get past this.
Yeah, they're gonna find a way to beat Dallas, but they're not getting to
the
no
NFC is so wide open, bro. Like, I could very well see Tampa Bay somehow managing to get into.
I think again it goes into the how does Brock show up in the playoffs?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you look at it, you got the Niners who have a rookie quarterback. You got the Eagles who have a banged up quarterback, and they're just banged up over all the way around right now. Like, all their injuries happen at the end of the year for the Eagles, and it's unfortunate. Good thing they have a bye. And then you got the Vikings who suck, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the fucking Giants and the Seahawks. I mean, dude, the NFC is literally wide open. I could very well see Tampa Bay making a run to the Super Bowl here. And it's crazy because I saw a very respected NFL handicapper who I respect a ton today. And he said, don't let people tell you that there's value on Tampa Bay 30-1 to win the Super Bowl. Well, why isn't there? I mean, look how open the NFC is.
Well, because if you're looking at it so this week they've got Dallas. Next week, if we look at things right with San Francisco winning and the New York Giants winning, they'd be playing New York.
Well,
then it would be likely San Francisco. If you look at,
I mean, even if the Vikings win, they would play the Vikings.
No, it would be
they?
San Francisco would be second week. If Vikings win, then it would be San Francisco Vikings. It would be Tampa Bay, Philly.
I mean, they could be Philly. They did it last year.
I mean, Philly's a completely different team.
Philly's banged up right now, bro.
Philly's got a week off. That helps a lot.
It does, but I mean, Lane Johnson is hurt. Jalen Hurts is banged up. I mean, Jalen Hurts did not look right in that game against the Giants. Like, he probably shouldn't have been out there.
Over under for this game.
I would take the under just because I feel like every fucking Bucs game goes under. But then again, dude, like, Cowboys haven't been good against the pass. You know what I mean? Dak Prescott loves to throw interceptions.
Week 1, they played week 1, which is kind of like 22 points overall.
Yeah, and the Bucs dominated that game.
Yep.
So y'all like the under?
Oh, yeah, I'd go under.
Hits on this one.
I bet Dallas at +3. Honestly, I would still take the 2.5 because I think they find a way to win this game. Maybe Mike McCarthy loses his job after this game.
Well, shit, if he does, then that's a monkey wrench from the Sean Payton sweepstakes because
Dallas will pay.
We know Dallas, and that's his dream. Ain't that his dream job or the one job he was linked to before he
Yeah,
Took his hiatus.
he has hella ties to Dallas, but I think at the end of the day, like he's gonna want say over the roster and shit. And Dallas has never been able to do that. I mean,
Oh yeah, nobody's gonna ever do that. Not even when Jerry Jones died, his sons are gonna take over.
they ran Bill Parcells out of there because they wouldn't even let him have say in the roster. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I like Tampa here. I just don't like how Dallas has been playing, man. Like they haven't looked good for a while. It's been
The whole second half of the year, their defense has been
And
trash,
all those,
and offensively hasn't either.
with all those Noah Brown targets, I don't know what's up with that. What's up with that? But
yeah, it's we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's not like Tampa's defense definitely not as good as it once was, but you know,
is he getting healthy?
yeah, and Todd Bowles he manages to dial up good defenses during
Especially
the
playoffs. He takes his defense to another level in the postseason.
Yep. So I like that one there.
Let's go, y'all.
All right, let's get some best bets, fellas. What do we got, Irv?
I like San Francisco -10.
Damn.
And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, give me the Giants +3.
Nice.
All right,
Ben?
I'm gonna take chalk just like this chalky ass Hennessy. And I'm gonna go Cincinnati -9.5 and
Alright.
Buffalo -13.5.
Damn, that's a lot of
Damn.
chalk right there.
They both go hit too.
Hey, that's like a old-fashioned elementary school with all that chalk right there.
There we go.
Chalkboard, right? Standards on the chalkboard in elementary.
I'm going Jacksonville +2.5, and then I'm going with Irv to Giants +3.
I like both of those.
Then
Well, then minus
if I
Jacksonville.
had to throw a third one out there, it'd be Tampa Bay +2.5. Like it. All right, we got some best bets. So Irv, San Francisco -10, Giants +3. Ben is very chalky this week. Cincy -9.5, Buffalo -13.5, and your boys on Jacksonville +2.5, Giants +3. Let's go. Thank you everybody for joining us tonight. We'll be back on Sunday. It's Thursday tonight. We're doing the show a day later than normal, but 2 days later than normal. We'll be back on Sunday night to recap the games that happened up until then, and then we'll also we'll talk about the Monday night game again. We'll probably also be talking a bunch of other shit too. Maybe some MLB. Maybe we'll conjure up some MLB talk or something. But we'll make it happen. We got a lot to talk about, a lot of sports going on. So make sure to tap in with us on Sunday. For Swerving Irving Washington, Big Ball, and Ben Larson, I'm Jordan Stacks on Stacks on Stacks. Lads, make sure to go to Devour.com or download the Devour app straight to your mobile device and use promo code TAPROOM for $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. Y'all have a very blessed weekend. We'll see y'all on Sunday. Peace.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Damn, Ben knocking down that penny.